Okay, now other characters have character-specific ways to counter the jump-in kick. Reptile, for example, the player that put up this video, when I used to play him, sometimes he would use Reptile. Before the patch, I would go ahead and I would do, 2-1-2 clone. And when I would go to do the jump-in setup, be it deep jump kick or otherwise, he would just put a full charge force ball up there, and I would get blown up. But now, because Sub-Zero has armor, I can just go ahead and blow up the full charge force ball on reaction. The Reptile player does have an option to basically go ahead and. What's so funny is, again, when we first recorded this, this was not a far. Here we go. It was not a far pushback. So, and of course, when we play it back, it was because it's random. So basically, the Reptile player, when they see you jump, can EX slide out of the corner, but that's not really going to get you hit. That's just going to make him go out of the corner, because obviously you're going to time your jump in based on where you are with the clone. So if you're kind of doing a record feature and you did the jump kick one timing based off a certain pushback and you get a different one, it's going to affect the timing. But the Reptile player, as soon as he sees you leave the air, can EX slide out of the corner and be in open space. But of course, if he goes ahead and does the EX slide, if he only has, let's say, 2 bars of meter, now he has 1 bar, and if he tries to zone and you EX slide him back into the corner, he doesn't have access to a breaker. And the same thing if he has 1 bar and EX slides out, now he has no meter, and then if he gets caught and tries to zone to build some more meter up and you EX slide him back into the corner, now he's stuck there with no meter at all. So when this is what caused some of the confusion between me and the guy that basically put the video up, is because what he was doing originally, back when I first came up with this setup, was he was just basically blowing up no matter which option it would be, deep jump kick or high jump kick. It wouldn't matter which option it was. Now, something you have an extra option to go ahead and block against characters like Reptile. They have what I call a higher, a higher, I guess, lower body hitbox. So you can go ahead and basically do the regular slide. And, whoops, stay blocking. You can basically do the regular slide. And he's going to get hit into the clone. So against these characters that have the quote-unquote lower, high-hitting hitboxes, you're able to have an additional option there, as well as you always have the option to do the EX slide, like I showed you on Sonya. Go ahead and block. Like against all characters, this right here always works, and then you can do the same thing, and get the combo in the corner. Now, this all goes into, this is why I said always take that, little bit of time, like that fraction of a time, a second, or whatever you want to say. Just take a little bit of time to kind of see exactly where you are right after the 2-1-2 clone. Because in seeing where you are and what's going on in the position, you can still kind of play a little footsies battle, like a little mind game battle, because you don't want to give away your hand because the opponent does have options. And this allows you to see exactly what they're doing. So in case they happen to do something like a full charge force ball, on reaction, you can basically see it and go ahead and blow through it. Now here we have a situation. Go ahead and clone. Right, oops, try it again. Where he would go ahead and clone. Wait a second on the clone. Oops. So we can go ahead and clone, and if I go ahead and do that, he can protect himself. Basically, if I jump in at all, I'm going to get blown up. Now the thing is, obviously, since you're going to take that clone again in low block, you can see the clone on reaction. I want to make sure that people can see that you low blocked. The command's on. Okay, go ahead and do it again. You can see that he's cloned. And do it again. Well, you can see that he's cloned. And EX slide him into it. So basically, seeing what's going on, I see he's cloned, and now I punish him. 33%. So basically, we have a situation where you can, maybe like after the clone, you can come in and you can see what he's going to do. and then blow them up. Oh, by the way, if anyone sees me doing half circle forward, it's because sometimes you can actually like a quick slide buffer by doing half circle forward. So sometimes I do it just to be fun. See, it says back, down, forward. It's a little slide buffer I do sometimes to be funny. So a lot of times you can 2-1-2 clone, and then when you're taking that second to see what's going on, if he does a clone right away, or if he does a clone to keep you out, on reaction, you can go ahead and EX slide him right into your clone and go ahead and combo punish him. At the same time, because you have the option, here, go ahead and block, stay blocking, low block. Go ahead and try to jab me, stand up and do 2. Low block and then try to jab me. He's going to be frozen immediately. Go ahead and block and then down for me while you're low blocking. Oops. Frozen immediately again. So what he's going to have to do is probably try to jump over you, or I mean, there are things he can do, but your conventional ways of punishment basically make it safe, whether he tries to throw you or whatever it may be. So you do have a degree of protection there. But no matter what, the opponent can always jump over you in reverse position, so on and so forth. So in doing the 2-1-2 and putting the clone up, and then kind of taking that second to see what's going on, it really allows you to really survey all situations and counter all options. Because what that one video did not show you is that your opponent does have options. You can't just do 2-1-2 clone and do a deep jump kick, because your opponent can still jab you out of the air if you're doing a deep jump kick, or down jab you out of the air. You're still going to get anti-aired in conventional manner. So you kind of have to, if you're going to do a jump kick, you're going to have to do a jump kick that's going to beat the anti-air jab or down jab, or just because they can't down for you or uppercut you doesn't mean they don't have any other options. They have neutral jump punch options, jump back punch options, jump back kick options. If you do a close clone and back up, they can jump over. They have characters that have armor. They have armor options with the clone is up. They have characters that have a clone like Sub-Zero, or a flamethrower like Sector, or EX force ball like Reptile. They all have their own options. So you really have to know exactly what to do. You can't just always deep jump kick. It's not always a free, they can't do anything. You have to, at times, also do the high jump kick, which some people have said, well, I see you do the high jump kick. There's a reason I do the high jump kick, because if you are, say, a Shang Tsung player, and I think you're going to jab me out of the air, then I'm just going to do a jump kick that's high to stop you from jabbing me and down jabbing me out of the air. And the Shang Tsung player would probably have to start doing the up skull or neutral jump punch to stop that. And there are characters that basically have ways to shut things down, but you have to know what your options are and what their options are. Again, if I'm playing a Johnny Cage player and I want to do a deep jump kick after 2-1-2, or if I'm even playing a Sonya player and I want to do a deep jump kick, and that character decides to go ahead and jab or down jab, I'm going to be hit by a combo. They're going to jab me out of the air, the clone's going to break, and I'm going to be juggled. So you have to know all their options so you know exactly what you need to do in your reads. The average progression of reads, I'm going to tell you how it goes. Usually you do 2-1-2 clone, and then you can normally get away with just doing the high jump kick, which is going to kick them out of basically everything they're doing. Then after the high jump kick, they're going to start giving you a little leeway. And they're going to realize, okay, I'm getting blown up here, and they're going to start blocking. And that's when you can do the deep jump kick and then pressure again. Then after that, they're going to start going with the option of, hey, let me start jumping up or jumping back. And that's when you can come in and 2-2 them or do a sharp jump kick them back into the clone. Then a lot of times if they have armor, they'll use that option. If they're a character like Reptile or Sub-Zero, they'll start using their EX Force Ball or clone option or whatever it may be. And then you can go ahead and EX slide them into that. Then sometimes after that they'll start saying, maybe I can jump over the clone, which allows you, since you're taking that second, you're still able to shut that down as well. So you have tools to stop everything. A lot of the times you can stop everything just by taking that second before you do anything. So it's very important that you really understand all their options so you understand all of your options.